Where did I hear about?
Insert your product name here.
You say? Why, I saw an
Insert your company name here.
ad on AtheismTV, and I just had to get me.
Insert quantity here. You have a product or service to sell? You want to popularize your website or YouTube channel? Atheism TV lets you reach thousands of people. Advertise with us today.
Kony 2012 director is becoming more and more controversial. People can't seem to agree when they discuss Jason Russell, director of Invisible Children and Kony 2012. Many see someone who is working hard to raise awareness to the plight of Ugandan children forced into soldiering by the warlord Joseph Kony. But more than a few see a covert attempt by a right-wing religious zealot intent on making money and trying to push fundamentalist evangelism in Uganda.
Most people view us as like a nonprofit, a charity. We view ourselves as a business, as a company.
In spite of the Russell controversy, it is clear that Joseph Kony is a horrible person. However, the film director fails to mention that the U.S. has been trying to lay its hands on the Ugandan for about 20 years, as recently reported by the NPR. Furthermore, although Kony has not been in his home country since 2006, Russell only alludes to this fact very briefly in his recent movie. Last November, Russell was a guest speaker at Liberty University, an institution founded by the well-known televangelist Jerry Falwell, and some of his comments raised quite a few eyebrows, especially when he hinted that his work was an evangelizing effort, and when he explained to the students how to do what could best be described as stealth evangelism.
And the trick is to not go out into the world and say, I'm going to baptize you, I'm going to convict you, I have an agenda to win you over. Your agenda is to look into the eyes, as Jesus did, and said, who are you? And will you be my friend? Like he did to the prostitutes, the tax collectors, the fishermen. The biggest mistake that we make is saying, we make a line and we say, black, white, are you in, are you out? I have a hard time digesting that mentality. And I think that's why a lot of people fear Christians, they fear Liberty University, they fear Invisible Children, because they feel like we have an agenda. They see us and they go, you want me to sign up for something, you want my money, you want me to believe in your God. And it freaks them out. So figure out a way, I have totally been there. I have been there so many times where I'm like, I wonder if they know, I wonder if they're in the group.
It is also important to note that he raised $9 million in 2011, thanks to the movie Invisible Children. As for where the money was spent, the British newspaper The Guardian reported that $1.7 million went to U.S. employee salaries, $850,000 in film production costs, $244,000 in professional services, and a little over $1 million in travel expenses. On top of that, Jason Russell spent $400,000 to set up offices in San Diego. It doesn't help his case that academics and other experts in foreign matters have been poking holes in his movies. Michael Diebert, author of the book Democratic Republic of Congo, Between Hope and Despair, described Russell as a self-aggrandizing foreigner. Having just returned from a stay in Uganda, Diebert explains in an article in the Huffington Post that an African country's government is far from having clean hands, and that it has used child soldiers to attain power as well. He also believes that supporting the Ugandan government, as Russell suggests, will only result in further violence, not less. He ends his article by blaming the well-meaning Bill Clinton for nearly 6 million deaths when the president tried to help solve the crisis in the Democratic Republic of Congo back in the 90s. During his speech at Liberty University, Jason Russell said that a lot of people fear Christians and Liberty University because they feel like they have an agenda. Whether or not the movie maker actually has an agenda may not be quite certain, but it seems that the pressure has truly gotten to him. According to NBC, he was arrested on the 15th of March. The network quoted Lieutenant Andra Brown of the San Diego Police, who said that Russell was taken into custody after he was found masturbating in public, vandalizing cars, and possibly under the influence of something. At the time we wrote this news item, Russell was held in a psychiatric institution to decide if he posed a danger to himself or others.